bonds occur when one element steals electrons from another. To better understand ionic bonding, we're going to first define it, then we're going to compare ionic and covalent bonds, and then I'll show you some examples. Ionic bonds form between one element that is a metal and one element that's a nonmetal. Because the differences in electronegativity between these two elements are so different, it's as if one of the elements, the more electronegative one, steals electrons from the other element that's less electronegative. Recall that electronegativity is how much or how little an element will hold on to an electron. Extremely electronegative elements are more likely to hold on to electrons, while less electronegative elements are more likely to give away electrons or have them be stolen from them. Now let's look at the differences between covalent and ionic bonds. On the left is pictured an ionic bond between sodium and chlorine. Chlorine is far more electronegative than sodium. This causes it to steal a pair of electrons from sodium. This creates a negative charge on chlorine and a positive charge on sodium. On the left, you can see a covalently bonded water molecule. The electrons between hydrogen and oxygen are being shared. This is because the differences between the electronegativities of hydrogen and oxygen are very small. Metals that typically form ionic bonds are the alkali metals and the alkali earth metals. Alkali metals commonly form bonds with halogens because alkali metals have a +1 charge while halogens have a -1 charge. Alkali earth metals typically form bonds with nonmetals that have a -2 charge. This is because alkali earth metals form a +2 charge. Alkali metals and alkali earth metals can also bond with different groups of nonmetals. If an alkali earth metal like magnesium bonds with a halogen like chlorine, it will create MgCl2 because the 2+ charge on magnesium will need to be offset by 2- charges with 2 chlorines. The same is true if an alkali metal like sodium forms an ionic bond with a nonmetal like sulfur that has a 2- charge. The sulfur will bond 2 sodium ions to equal out the 2- charge. That's all I have for today's video on ionic bonds. If you could, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Thanks. Bye!